Hey, what is up guys, I'm Exteria, and in this video, I'm gonna teach you guys one of the most broken comps to play in the current meta, which is Street Demon. For those of you that want to learn Street Demon Rengar, that's a separate video that I already made, it'll be in the description below. For this style of Street Demon specifically, we'll be talking about is Bran. The conditions for you to play this comp is just to have a Spirit Shojin Slam, so you can play whatever AP opener, and then just build up to Bran. Speaking of Bran, he's gonna be our main carry here, and his core item is, surprisingly enough, a Shojin. You can flex around with Jewel Gauntlet, which is probably his best second item, since you kinda need like damage amplification for Bran. And speaking of which, you can amplify that Jewel Gauntlet with Guard Breaker. That's actually really good to do. Or you can flex around with Dancers too for Archangel Staff. Those are fine as well. Best artifacts you can put on Bran could be a Mana Zane, and you can do both Mana Zane and Shojin, which is fine. Or you can do one or the other, up to you. If you want a decent AP one, you can do DFG. It's also a pretty decent artifact. Or if you want a more consistent artifact, Sniper's Focus is probably like the best for consistent damage. The secondary carry for this board would be a Ziggz, and Ziggz is actually really powerful as well. So say for example you don't have Bran 2, just transfer the Bran items to Ziggz and he'll be your main carry until level 9. Then look for Bran 2, transfer the items back, or you can just keep it on Ziggz. Either one's fine. His core item is going to be a Shojin as well, but personally I don't really build it most of the time because I like to build utility items on him, like Morellicon or Red Buff, to debuff the board with burns, or to get rid of magic resist. Static Shift is really powerful on Ziggz. Same artifacts as Bran, Mana Zane, DFG, and Sniper's Focus is the best on him. The one thing I do like to know for artifacts is Bran of Luden's Tempest is actually really good, but not on Ziggz. So if you do get that artifact, just throw it on Bran. Your main tank for this board is going to be Nico. They changed Kubuko, so turning him into your main tank is not worth it because he's only going to cast his ability once. So therefore, having Nico as your main tank is probably better in the long run. The items you're really going to need for this board is some sort of magic resist shred like Static Shiv or Onyx Spark, and the best one to pick between the two is a Static Shiv. The tip I can give is don't build both. The reason why is because they don't stack on one another. So have one or the other, and you can use the rest of the components for better items later. The best emblem you could pick for this board could be a strategist emblem, since you could be playing 3 anyways with Ziggz, Nico, and Echo. Having 4 strategists on the board will bump up the power of your board even more. Or you can do Street Demon emblem, you can throw this on Kubuko, you can throw it on Ziggz, either one's fine. The best opener to play for this comp is having a Zyra, Mundo, and Echo, so you can have that Street Demon on the board, throw in a +1 unit like Alistair, or if you want to throw in a Techie to make Zyra even stronger, that works as well. The first item you want to slam is a Shojin, so you can build up to Bran later, and then whatever tank items you can find on your Mundo. The level 8 board's pretty easy. It's just legit all of the Street Demons on the board, and then the Ziggz. The main one to talk about here is apparently having a Jinx on the board has a little bit higher win rate than having a Rengar on the board. So if you find the Samira, you can swap him out for Samira. And speaking of which, at level 9, you just throw it on Kubuko. Pretty simple. If you have a Street Demon emblem, you can take out the Jinx and put the emblem on Kubuko. Let's say you have a slot for Ziggz, then it'll be pretty good on Ziggz. But if you don't have a slot on him, then you just throw on Kubuko, it's fine. And you can just throw in a +1 unit like Yumi, or you could throw out a Garen. And Garen is very powerful because you can get modifiers. So say for example you get a Street Demon modifier, you put it on Bran, so he can just one-shot the board. If not, you can get Techie for Ziggz, or you get Street Demon modifier for Ziggz or Kubuko. Either one's fine. The main thing to note for this board, if you want first place, you need a Samira too. She's basically your win condition for this board because she's actually super powerful right now, so they buffed her. And I forgot to mention one more thing. Modify Strategist on Samira too, and with some decent items because she's actually really powerful to one-shot everything. The main tip I can give you, and you may notice that I actually fixed the word a little bit here, you can play 5 Street Demon if you cannot find a unit. Like for example, if you can't find Mundo, Jinx, or Rengar at the time, you can sub around with like strategist units like Yumi, LeBlanc, stuff like that, so you can keep tempo of your board. Or if you get lucky enough to find an early Garen, you can throw that out as well, so you can get modifiers as fast as you can, and then just play the best board you can do until you hit level 9. Then you can play 7 Street Demon, and then do whatever from there. Now for the team builder segments, I can give you guys a visual to see how everything works. You can play different openers like Morgana opener, and we're going to represent Bran items as a Shojin. From here, you can play literally whatever you want. You can play like a Rost with a Vi, and then you have 2 Vanguard, 2 Divinity Corp, and then maybe hopefully a Jin, so you can get that Dynamo on the board. This opener is actually pretty decent. Morgana is actually like a super powerful unit in general, or you can play Exotech opener as well, depending on the Exotech item. Say for example, you have a good tank one like Corrupted Chassis for Jax, that would work out really well, and you can play hopefully in the Fury if you high roll this board, and then here's the item Corrupted Chassis. If you get that, you can throw it on Jax, that'll be pretty decent. Or you can also do like just a regular Bastion opener instead of Exotech with a Poppy too. This opener is actually pretty decent as well. Another opener we can do here is a Veigar opener, and the best unit to pair up with him would be a Poppy because you get Cyber Boss, and hopefully you can get a Shojin, throw it on Veigar, and whatever tank items you can find on Poppy. And then from here you can play either more Techies, or you could just play more Bastions. For example, if you throw in Jax, that's fine. and then look for a +1 techie. Like for example, you can't find Zyra, Seraphine works as well. Or you could trade out Jax for a Shyvana, so you can get 3 techie. When you hit level 5, just throw in your 4th techie like Zyra, and this board will carry you all the way to level 8. And then the last opener we can talk about here is the default opener. That will consist of having a Zyra with a Mundo. From here, these two are your core openers, and then you can play the basic one, which is like 2 Bruiser, 2 techie with Alistar and a Seraphine. This is actually a pretty great opener as well. From here, you can either play the new reroll comp that I've been seeing. If you start off with like tank items for Alistar, you can play this as a reroll comp. If not, if you have AP items like for example Shojin start, then it'll be better just to like tempo, because in order to play this reroll version, you need really strong tank items on Alistar. But yeah, besides the point, you can play this as an opener. Depending which one's level 2, Seraphine or Zyra, they could be your main carry. I would prefer Seraphine because she hits more consistently. And then level 5, then you can throw in an Echo if you can find them, and then just keep tempoing from here. At level 6, you can throw in whatever. Most of the time, I like to do is to throw in a +1 strategist so you can make your board even stronger. And then level 7, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to be level 7 for too long. So maybe, for example, you can throw in like a Rengar. That's fine. And then level 8, you roll for your actual board. So as you're rolling down, you want to transition it into having a Nico over the Alistar, and you have a Bran over the Seraphine, the Ziggz over the LeBlanc, and then a Jinx. Positioning just depends on your Street Demon shape. Essentially, like the best items to play around would be like Gargoyle Stoneplate on Nico. So she could be your like main front tank. So you might have some shapes where like it's like a pyramid like this, and then you have to position like this is fine. Or there might be a position where you might have to play Nico in the middle because of the shape. It just depends. But Gargoyle Stoneplate is actually really strong on Nico. I saw it's like performing really well. It used to be Crown Guard, but it's still pretty decent. It's just not as good as Gargoyle Stoneplate is now. And then if you find a Samira, you can trade it out for a Rengar. Pretty simple. Just second roll her. It's pretty fine. And then the 2 units you want to put on the highlighted hex is Bran and Ziggz. Unless you get Samira too, then you can say who cares about Ziggz and then just put Samira on the highlighted spot. That would be great. And then level 9, you throw in a Kubuko. It's actually pretty simple. If you get a Street Demon emblem, you can throw it on Ziggz. Unless he's maxed out with items, then you can throw a Kubuko. That's fine. And then take out Jinx. Throw in either a Yumi to give amp for your Samira, or you can look for a Garen and then use the modifiers from Garen to your whole board. That's basically about it for this comp. It's not really hard. It's just you need a lot of money, and it's just a straightforward comp. So just have enough econ to play for this board, and with enough luck, you can probably win out with this comp. That's basically about it. The augments you want to auto-click, meaning if you see it, just take it, is freestyling. This will make you guarantee that you want to play Street Demon off rip, and it gives you a lot of econ too. Don't forget to keep moving your units consistently, because you need to fill up the whole board with Street Demon highlighted hex, which is like the paint or whatever. Next to that would be like a Street Demon crown or emblem of some sort. So if you get this, you should just force Street Demon. Mana Flow Band is a very powerful one for Bran and Ziggz, since they're going to be casting a lot. You're going to need a lot of mana for them. Blast Cannon helps them do a lot of damage. And then Blazing Soul, same thing, gives them attack speed and AP. If you want to guarantee your items, Component Buffet or Big Grab Bag is actually really good, or even Crown's Will if you need it. Good econ augments would be like Slamming or Raining Gold because you need a fast 9. And then the best combat ones would be like Piercing Lotus or Cybernetic Uplink to gain mana back, or Tagging Spree is okay. It's not the best to take, I would say. This is better for more on Rengar than it is Bran. But if you get this as a first augment, you can tempo with this augment decently. The augment power order I like to do most of the time is item or some sort of Street Demon stuff, and then econ, then combat. There's 2 different playstyles you can play. This one's Loose Streak to Fast 8, which a lot of people like to do. You can do this with a Cypher opener as well, so you can get a lot more resources. Basically, is you don't want to level at all. Make intervals of 10 gold as much as possible, like 10, 20, 30 gold. During stage 2-6, which is around Krug round, if you're too weak, you can level to beat the creep round. And in stage 3-2, you want to level to 6, and then make your board as strong as possible, so you can save HP. If needed, you can roll 10 gold for level 2 units. On stage 3-7, hit level 7, and then stage 4-1 or 4-2. If you're around like Emerald or higher, you should do this at 4-1 if you have like around 20-30 gold to roll with. Hit level 8 and then roll for your board. If you want to win streak or high tempo to fast 8, the way you do it is at stage 2-1, you want to hit level 4, make your strongest board possible. Stage 2-3, make intervals of 10 gold, like 10, 20, 30 gold. Because if you don't do this part, you'd be poor for the rest of the game. If you have more than around like 14 gold, 24 gold, 34 gold, pay level to 5, so it looks something like this. Because when you come back from Carousel, you have a level 5 shop, so you have a chance to get Bran or Ziggz during that time. If not, you can skip this part, which is fine, because stage 2-4, you can hit level 5 anyways. Then stage 2-6, make intervals again of 10, 20, 30 gold, or you can do this a little bit earlier. Just make as much gold as you can every round. Stage 2-6, or you can do this at 2-1 as well. At stage 3-2 or 3-1 as well, it's fine, whichever one you want to do. Hit level 6, so you can keep win streaking. And stage 3-7, or even earlier, so you can keep winning. Hit level 7, and then stage 4-1 or 4-2. Hit level 8 and a roll for your board. And that is it for everything you basically need to know of the easiest comp and the most powerful comp to play, which is Street Demons. If you have any question about the comp, just let me know in the comment section down below. I'll try to answer to the best of my capabilities. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.